What's going on, social media socialites? I hope you guys can hear me okay and you can see me okay. If you are watching this for the first time and you don't know who I am, my name is E.DeanCole and I own DeanCole Financial. We are a consulting firm and we specialize in working capital, alternative finance, and business credit development. That is who I am. That's what I do. I am a #1 best-selling author, a public speaker, and I teach on economic empowerment through entrepreneurship. So if somebody shared this with you and you're watching me for the first time, that's who I am. I am actually out this beautiful Saturday and I'm running some errands. Hey everybody, if you can hear me okay, I want you to say hear you. If the sound is okay, I'm riding. Let me know if you can hear me and if the sound's not too muffled. I am out running errands and I decided that I'm gonna go live. Actually, I said I was gonna go live from the computer, but I just felt this wonderful sense of accomplishment. So let me tell you what I mean by that. So as a entrepreneur and as a CEO, people have different things that they measure. Everybody has different means tests. Some people measure their success by the money they make. Some people measure their success by how many kids they have. Some people measure their success about how many years they've been or different things like that. I have always had a very small means test for me. So the title of the video is Overcoming Distractions. So I have always dealt with ADD. I've always dealt with attention deficit disorder. I didn't know what it was at the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking and also as a child growing up, you know, I'm just thinking, okay, I'm a smart, rambunctious kid or whatever. But nevertheless, I always feel the most accomplished when I am focused. And for a long time, guys, if I can be very honest, I have been so distracted. Last night I did a live call-in show. If you missed that, definitely watch the replay. But I did a call-in show, and one of my clients and subscribers, she was like, Dean, I missed you. I'm so glad you're back. Like she said, I'm so glad you are back. But she said so much in that saying, I'm so glad you're back. If you are watching now, and if you caught the live show last night, and you know what I'm talking about, you know the caller from Houston who said that, she was like, Dean, I'm so glad you're back. I've actually had several of my clients tell me that. But if you saw it, I want you to say saw it. If you didn't see it, I want you to say didn't see. And even if you're watching this on the replay, I want you to participate with me as if you're watching me live. I'm about to stop in a second so I can look at some of these comments. Thank you so much for participating. Saw it. Thank you so much for participating. I'm not gonna get no wreck, but thank you for participating. And so I said all of that to say that I have been so distracted and I feel so good today because I am on it. And I have been back. I'm back in my groove. As you guys see, I'm posting a lot more. Like, I just feel like I'm on it. So one of the things that distracted me, and guys, my phone might die. And if my phone dies, I hope that the video saves. And this will just be one of those raw videos that's not all well produced on my channel. I don't know why I did. I should have I don't have my iPhone charger. I don't have my iPhone charger here. I should have but nevertheless, I just want to talk and vent, and I feel like maybe if you can pick up some jewels that I drop them, put them in the safe. So I was distracted in my last relationship. I was distracted with the fact of having a relationship. And I mean, yes, having a relationship is wonderful. Having a relationship is great. I had a lot of good times. I don't take nothing from it, but it was a huge distraction. And the reason why it was a huge distraction is because it was a dysfunctional relationship. Not saying that I was beating on her, she was beating on me. I was cheating on her, she was cheating on me. That's not what I mean. It was dysfunctional because the proper function of our relationship was just supposed to be a platonic friendship. But because I wanted more, I made the relationship dysfunctional by causing a romantic relationship. If you guys, I did a video when I was out on the ocean talking about it. I'm not going to go in a whole bunch of detail. Watch that video too. But nevertheless, so I was distracted by that. I was also distracted by I don't want to say I was distracted by my daughter. My baby is my biggest focus. My baby, I will drop. I was talking to my baby today, and I'm mad. I feel disappointed in myself. I'm just being honest. I'm just venting and driving and riding. My baby, we were talking about Christmas, and I was like, oh my gosh, Christmas is already around the corner. And so she said she asked her mother for a scooter. She asked her mother for a scooter or a skateboard. And I said, well, baby, what you want from me? She said, I want some money, Daddy. I said, that's all you want, Precious, just some money? She said, yeah. And I said, well, she said, and you can surprise me too. I said, baby, you know I'm going to surprise you. And she started laughing. But nevertheless, she said something to me, and it made me feel some type of way. And I said, what about a bike? She said, I kind of know how to ride a bike, and I kind of don't know how to ride a bike. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, I kind of know how to ride a bike, but sometimes I lose my balance. And I felt like so bad. I'm like, hold on, baby, you was with me for a whole month, and we did not ride bikes. I'm like, what in the world? I'm like, why didn't we ride bikes? Like, why didn't I go get us bikes? And I'm like, what's going on? And so I said that I felt a little distracted, as in, because we traveled a lot. If you guys follow me, I didn't vlog that much, but my God, my phone, I have to delete so many videos, especially because I'm not in that relationship anymore. We vlogged a lot. We traveled a lot. I don't know if there's any way that I can still put up the vlogs, but I can't put up the vlogs and then take my ex out. I don't think that works, because she's in so much of it. But like, we went to LA, we went to with my, and that's so I traveled so much. I took the summer off so that I could spend that time with my baby. You know what I'm saying? So I took the summer off, and I said to myself that that's one of the best things I like about being an entrepreneur CEO, is that you get to do those things. So I took 2 months off, and I really should have just took 1 month off, because my business, you know, started to take a dive, and I was like, okay, let me pull some stuff back together. I took too much time off, but we getting back on track now, so we good. You know, it is what it is. But nevertheless, so, and I said I felt as if I was distracted. I felt like I was trying to do so much to make up for lost time. Like, it really kills me, not kills me, because my words have power. It really bothers me that I cannot have, I wish I had full custody of my daughter. I wish my baby was with me all the time. I hope this shake too bad. Is this shake all right? I'm shaking real bad. How's this doing? Is this all right, or is this too mad? Let's see. Is this okay? All right. Is this okay? I don't know. It's just gonna shake. If it's gonna shake, I'm on the expressway. I'm gonna go on 2 exits, and I'll be off in a minute. So just bear with me. So, nevertheless, like I was saying, that's one thing. I'm all over the place. This is just a venting. I'm talking about overcoming distractions. And so I felt as if I was distracted with my daughter, not because of my daughter, but I was distracted at trying to catch up and trying to make up for lost time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of weird. I hope you guys can listen to what I'm talking about esoterically. Like, I would never, ever say my daughter is a distraction. Like, my daughter comes before any and everything. If I'm in the middle of a client meeting, my baby calls me, I stop. You understand what I'm saying? Like, my baby knows that. Like, my baby knows if she comes up to me and talks to me, I will shut any and everybody down for my daughter. Like, that is my real bone of my bone, my real flesh of my flesh. You know, my baby is the only person that I've met that I cannot live without. I feel like I can live without a lot of people, but I cannot live without my daughter. I said all that to say I felt like in us talking about her not being able to do something so simple and smooth as I can go get her some bikes, like, but instead, you know, we traveling, going to, where did we go? We went somewhere everywhere. We went to like 3 different countries. We went to Disney World. We went somewhere everywhere. But it was the small things that I feel like would matter more. Like, yeah, she has those memories with her cousins, because Jehovah blessed me to be able to take a good side part of my family on this trip, and I did it for her so that she could have a good time, because she doesn't have any siblings. Like, my Precious is my only daughter. hopefully she'll be my oldest daughter, and God willing, if it be his will, I can have a daughter that looks like my future wife, and then I have a son. But you know, it is what it is. It's whatever his will is. I can't be distracted by that. We're talking about overcoming distractions. Nevertheless, all right, it's telling me I need to get a fuel, get a oil change. I'm about to get off the exit in a moment, guys. So these 24s, they look good, but they ride rough. I ain't gonna lie. So if it's shaking, you just gotta bear with me. If the connection goes in and out, just bear with me. I'm gonna be off the exit in a moment. Then we'll be smooth riding again. But so what I'm saying is that I was distracted by the big stuff that I could not focus on the small things that matter the most. I feel as if that memory of me making sure that my baby can ride a bike was more, even though like granted we had a great, when I tell you we had a ball, at the same time I feel like I was distracted by not being able to do some of those little small things, and I don't know, and it just got lost in the sauce. And so even when it comes to growing your business, I talk to a lot of people, and they're paralyzed by doing so much. One of the secrets to my success that makes me grow on YouTube, that makes me a successful CEO, that makes me continue to grow every single day, every single month, is the fact that I can focus on the small obtainable goal. Because if you focus on that small obtainable goal, you're going to get to the big goal. So many of you guys watching me right now is like, dang, I wish I could get on YouTube. I wish I could do YouTube. And you could do YouTube, but the reason why you're not is because you're thinking, oh man, I got to get 1,000 subscribers. I got to get 10,000 subscribers. I got to get 100,000 subscribers. I know that because that's how I felt, especially because a lot of my homeboys and a lot of my clients are these people that got these large YouTube accounts. So let's do a temperature check. And even if you're watching this on the replay, if you're one of those type of people where the reason why you haven't stopped is because of how big of your goal, like the reason why you haven't started, I apologize, is because your goal seems so big. If that's you, I want you to say it's me. All right, if that's you, I want you to say it's me. And be honest, even if you're watching this on the replay, I want you to say it's me. And the connection is going in and out, so once I stop, I'll be able to really look at a lot of these comments. But thank you so much for participating. I appreciate it. That's what I feel like is the big, large goals that stop so many people. And one of the things that I've learned is the little small things, doing the little small things. And so today I just was like feeling like so good, like to be very candid with you guys. Today was the first day I felt like I think I want to go out and I want to date. Like today is the first day I felt like I don't want to be here by myself. I want to go do something. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt like today was the first day, but I came to myself. I came to my senses. That's why this is where this sense of this accomplishment that I was talking about, how I felt good. Like I was like, dang, I'm back on my square. Like I'm back on my ground. Like I need to. I'm back focused. Is because the thought came. I'm like, man, this is a beautiful Saturday. I don't have anything to do. I mean, I have stuff. I always got stuff to do for the business, which is something I'm doing right now. But I felt like, man, I could go to the movies, call up a little chick, you know, boop de whoop de woo, this, that, and the third. But then when the thought came, I even texted a couple people, but then I pulled back and I was like, nah, stay focused. And that sense made me feel so good, like I'm back where I need to be. The best way to overcome distractions, I'm gonna tell you this, is that you have to create the habit of overcoming distractions. If you are easily distracted, you have to guard that. I talked about having ADD. I talked about having ADD when the video first started, and hold on for a second, guys. And you know, I come from a strong black family, so there's nothing wrong with you, boy. You just being bad, you know. So I wasn't diagnosed until I was in my late 20s, and then I started, you know, taking Adderall and whatnot, what I needed to do to make sure that I can win in life. But The point that I'm making is that for the average person, they can afford to multitask. The average person, you know, for them, they can afford to manage and juggle a few things for the average person. But when you are hypersensitive to distraction, when you can easily be distracted, you have to guard that thing. You hear me? That was one of the things that made me say, okay, this relationship ain't working no more. Just being very candid. And I was like, I don't even want to get into the details of it, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't. But nevertheless, because she's a public figure and I want to respect her and her privacy. But one of the main things when I was like, okay, like this is definitely was the fact that I kept fighting to get back to where I am now on focus. And I kept fighting to get back in the groove. It is something about the groove of things. My favorite book is The Alchemist. And in The Alchemist, they talk about the law of favorability, which is momentum. Is that when the universe is conspiring to make you successful and you get on a roll, the universe will continue to conspire to make you successful, and you can end up knocking stuff out back to back to back to back. And that's how I feel. That's how I know you have to be about focus. If you have a hard time focusing, if focus is an issue for you, then you have to guard that. You cannot allow yourself to be distracted. You can't allow yourself to get tricked off the streets, as for lack of better words. That's what they say. You can't allow yourself to get tricked off the streets. You can't allow yourself to get distracted. And you have to guard that, because what happens is that for the person who has an issue with focus, them feeding into a distraction is the same thing as an alcoholic taking a shot. The average person can take a shot, ain't no big deal. But when you have an issue, when you have a affliction, when you are self-aware enough to say, you know what, I got a problem with this, and if I don't fix this, then I'm going to end up in disaster. If you are man or woman enough to be vulnerable with yourself, that's the only way you're going to fix stuff, is by saying, okay, I have a problem. I'm an alcoholic. I know that I can't do what certain people do. The exact same thing when it comes to focus, and overcoming distractions, because that distraction is just like a shot. It's going to increase and it's going to lead to more distractions, and then a day is going to go by, and then after a day goes by, you'll say, okay, well, I'll do it tomorrow. So now distraction leads to procrastination. So it's a constant decline. So you have to pull yourself back, and you have to really focus. And one of the best things that you can do to really change the trajectory is to set a small goal. Something small, like I'm about to take out the trash. Something small, like I'm going to write down my goals. Something small, like I'm gonna go put fuel in the car. I'm gonna go and wash the car. Make a small goal and achieve it, and register in your mind and in your spirit and your soul that you did that, so that you can activate the law of favorability. Then you're gonna go and you're gonna do another. You're gonna do another task and overcome that task, and then you're gonna then create another small little task, and then the momentum will pick up, and then you can start getting back on task like you need to get back on task. So if that makes sense, I want you to say make sense. All right, so let me go ahead and get into these comments. You guys know how I do it, how I teach. All right, so it says that it says poor connection, but we got 76 people watching. That's what I'm talking about. If that makes sense, I want you to say make sense. Thank you so much for participating. Who's that? That is Ma says it makes sense. Thank you so much for that. You quit smoking on 9/11, haven't since. Awesome job. That's what I'm talking about, Micah, sir. I hope my cigar puffing doesn't make you want to backslide. I appreciate that. All right. That says Venturious One, and I know it was your first time watching me last night. Is that supposed to be Venturious One or Victorious One? I just say V1 says it makes sense. Thank you for participating. Reyes says it makes sense. Thank you for participating. Samantha says it makes sense. Mary Kay says it makes sense. Gina says it makes sense. Yeah, thank you guys so much for participating. So one of the things that for me, when I've always found myself like, there's a such thing like they call writer's block, because I wrote my first book. I have I have so many books that I have the outline for, and I created the outline, and it was just a task creating the outline. And what I mean by the outline is I have the number of pages, I have the chapter titles, and I even have the theme of the books. But I created, let me show you. Let me show you. I have these binders. I have multiple binders, and each one of these binders is a book. So that's how I get on task with the book. So we're coming up on the fall. We're coming up at the end, at the fourth quarter of 2018. So the book Black Owned, we pushed back. But Black Owned, I'm picking back up where I left off, talking about back on focus. I'm picking up where we left off for Black Owned, and I'm also picking up where we left off for the 501c3 coaching, which is the nonprofit course. So my entire goal, business-wise, by the end of the year, is to finish redrafting Black Owned, as well, so that can be ready to drop the beginning of the year. January 5th, I want to always have a book releasing January the 5th. And the idea, it was very lofty, the idea was, and the goal was very lofty to drop a book every 3 months. I have the content, I have the content, I have the outlines, the only thing about that I did not have was the infrastructure for the other parts of my business. I bit off more than I can chew. And so, nevertheless, I said all of that to say that the things that I have focused is by the end of the year is to make sure Black Owned is done like it needs to be, and make sure that the 501c3 coaching is done like it needs to be. I want that to be done by Thanksgiving. I want to finalize everything with the nonprofit coaching course going into Thanksgiving, and make that available for you guys. And once that's done, I'm also finalizing everything with the suits we talked about. That is going to take a little bit more time. That's going to take a little bit more. We got to make sure contracts and everything looks good. The contracts look good. The suits are off the chain. I'm waiting for my shipment of suits to come with the logo, E.DeanCole collection, all of that good stuff. They are really, really nice for the new manufacturer, for those. So we have the manufacturer. The credit provider is the one that's going to give the 7,500 line of credit. That's the one that we are still making sure we can knock out the kinks, because it's considered a new project. So it has to go through a more intense underwriting process with the credit bureaus to be able to report. That's how come if somebody gets it, it's going to take 3 months for it to show up. But then after that, it's going to show up every month after that. That's just one of those things. And so actually I'm going to be partnering up with somebody for that. And I'm waiting for her to get some things that she needs to get done. But nevertheless, the point that I'm trying to make is, once you start achieving these smaller goals, you'll be able to tap into the law of favorability, which is momentum, and go back and pick up where you left off. I mean, it feels so good to be back laser focused. I do have a fear a little bit, like, dang, I ain't never gonna get nobody. I'm gonna be single for the rest of my life. Because I like this feeling, I like this sense of accomplishment that I have. Like, granted, I would love to have that sense of accomplishment with my mate, and that's been the ideal that I've always had, the idea of a power couple. Like, I've had that, but it ain't work out. And now I'm at a point where I can't focus. Like, it takes focus to make a relationship work. You know what I'm saying? Like, it takes focus. It takes focus. And I say I don't date my clients. I did that once and that was horrible, but I don't know what I'm gonna do. And people say, oh, you'll meet a colleague. I mean, my colleagues, I don't know. Like, I don't know. But then if you do meet a colleague, it's still like y'all wanna know something that's so funny. Fine chicks will slide in my DMs talking about collaborating. They want me to teach them stuff. And I said, okay, cool. I charge $500 an hour for face-to-face consultations. And they was like, oh, well, can't you just I just want to sit down and then I'm like, okay, like you are you single, or I mean, are you reaching out because you're interested, or like, no, I really want to do business and my boyfriend this, that, and the third. I'm like, no, I'm not, just because you cute. Like, what you mean? What you mean? Like, I charge $250 an hour to talk to a chick on the phone. I charge $500 an hour in person because I'm a business consultant, and that's what it is that we do. Like just because somebody cute, they got lips, hips, and fingertips, don't mean that I'm going to take, like, come on with the game. But yeah, this is some weird thing. So it's like, it's hard to be able to find out, it's hard to be able to kind of decipher if somebody, when they are a business professional, kind of doing the same thing that I do. I don't know. Like, I don't know. That part, that aspect of it, I don't know. But the thing that I do know that feels phenomenal right now is being back on my grind and being back on my focus. That's one thing that I do know, and I just wanted to come and chat with you guys a little bit. Like I said, as I'm running errands, I'm gonna go live again tonight from the full setup. I'm gonna test out a new microphone because my microphone has sucked, and so I'm about to pick up another microphone right now and test it out and see. I have some big collaborations coming up. I'm excited about the collaboration that I'm doing with Cynthia G. She and I are gonna debate. And then also, I don't know if you guys know who Gorgeous Dre is. Gorgeous Dre and I linked up, and we're doing we're not doing a debate, we're just gonna build together, talking about his rise and fall his rise in the pimp game, his fall with going to prison, and then him coming back again, and he's a life coach. Like, do you guys know who Gorgeous Dre is? If you know who Gorgeous Dre is, I want you to say, I know. If you don't know who Gorgeous Dre is, I want you to say, don't know. But yeah, I'm excited about that. That's going to be on Tuesday. And so the rest of the September, I'm going to knock September out good. October, I'm knocking out the park. Let's see if you guys know who Gorgeous Dre is. Let's see if you guys know who he is. Okay, so the first person to comment, let's see. First person to comment was Truth says don't know. All right, Natasha says don't know. Adam says don't know. Markush says I know. Alicia says don't know. All Things Smoke says don't know. Quiet Storm says don't know. Mary Kay says don't know. Boss Dallas says I know. Samantha says don't know. All right, Marty says don't know. So most of the ladies don't know, or most of them don't know who he is. But Gorgeous Dre was one of the pioneers in the movie American Pimp. And he went, at the end of the movie, he goes to jail. They gave him 300 years. They threw the book at this man. They gave him 300 years. But he came back, and now he's an awesome life coach. He's an awesome life coach. Yeah, if you want to know who he is and want to see some of his stuff, go up to YouTube and type in Andre Taylor. You type in Andre Taylor on YouTube, you'll see he's awesome, man. He's an awesome life coach. He lost so much weight. He fought and beat kidney failure. He has gone through, and he is a phenomenal example of entrepreneurship, surviving and thriving. Because he was a millionaire before he got locked up from pimping. He was a multi-millionaire, lived in mansions and all that good stuff. Documented, you know what I'm saying? He's second generation pimp. His father was a pimp. His mother was a hoe. His mother was his bottom B. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to that. Like, I really am excited to be able to be working with him, just because the anointing that's on his life. Like, he's a Hebrew Israelite now. He's changed. But when I tell you that man can speak life and make you feel like you can run through a wall. Listen, if a man can speak life to a chick to make her feel like she about to get out on his blade and make this money, turn these chicks, and you imagine using that power for good and not for evil. God gives gifts without repentance, you hear me? And but yeah, he is definitely, I'm so glad that he's in his lane as a life coach now. I'm really glad about that. So I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna be on Tuesday. So today is Saturday. I'm really enjoying Saturday. Sunday, well, tonight I'm gonna work. Sunday I'm actually going to be doing some writing and some working. Monday I'm doing my debate with Cynthia G. On Tuesday, Gorgeous Dre and I are gonna build, and I look forward to that. He has a podcast called The Daily Fire. When I tell you it's fire too, it is fire. But that's it, guys. So that's it, guys. Take y'all with me. It ain't stopped, did it? It ain't stopped, okay. Ugh. So I am really looking forward to working with Gorgeous Dre. Really looking forward to that, and also Cynthia G. So I'm just out here running errands, halfway vlogging, because I haven't vlogged in a minute. But listen, guys, the only person stopping you from being successful is you. If you don't know them, you can meet them. If you have not met them, sorry about that, guys. If you don't know it, you can learn it. If you have not met them, you can meet them. If you don't have the character, you can develop it. Go get it. Get them. Success is waiting for you.